So today is 30th July and yesterday I had taken a trade. So I just do a quickly run by the trade that I have taken yesterday. So yes, let's do that. I just load back the time and I'll explain the trade and what I had taken in the confluence, which had lined up for me to take the entry, and it turned out to be a loss, but it was a valid loss because my overall bias was correct. So let's jump right back to this. So I took me somewhere around here, market open in the 2 p.m. So if I go to the lower time frame, you can see here, uh, overall the when the London session had opened, my overall bias was bearish how the bearish bias, and looking for the market to target this 4-hour fair value gap, which was far in the left corner. Wait, I need to hide this. How do I? Okay, so now you can see clearly. So overall, I was expecting sort of manipulation to the upside, so I can't take the trade to the downside, but there was no initial movement which confirms my overall daily bias, as you can see. So if I show you in the volume footprint also, I don't think so it will be possible. So after that, I was just waiting, like as you can see, it's 1:30 p.m. So within the first 1.5 hour of London Open, I can tell that whether I'm going to get a trade or not. Otherwise, the market like can consolidate. Like yesterday, it happened. The market was just consolidating after London had opened. So yes, this you can see. I had like 4 time frame I had open. I have a screen here, so 4 time frame would open there. Yes. So after, as you can see, there was a 5 minute fair value gap which was created here, and the market was rejecting off to it. As you can see, this liquidity got ran through here, and now what I had experienced in the past trades was that the market was coming again for sort of a second time manipulation move and heading towards the downside, and there was also a 2 hour fair value gap present, which at that time it was rejecting. So if you can see the lower candle here, as you can see, it was rejecting this and sort of rejecting the 5 minute fair value gap as well. So I was waiting for this to get ran through. As you can see, it is still rejecting this point. So as soon as it went and form sort of gave me a second, this was the liquidity sweep, then was a form of manipulation. And then I was waiting for a CISD to take my entry. As you can see, this was the first buy side sweep, then a manipulation move. But what I didn't notice was the manipulation move had happened with a sort of displacement. While I was looking at the volume footprint, I cannot show you my other screen, but the volume footprint is open. But this, like, I'm a bit new in the volume footprint area, but I understood that there is a displacement. So I was waiting for a proper change in the state with displacement, then I can take an entry. So if you can see here, there was a like very nice movement to the downside. But however, overall, we still hadn't uh, broken through this 5 minute fair value gap. But if you look at that my overall target was somewhere around here. So even if I would have waited for this 5 minutes to get ran through, that would have been a good opportunity. But at that time, I saw a nice displacement with the CISD, so I had thought to enter while it was rejecting in the like pullback to the CISD. And as you can see, as I had entered, the market just shot back up through, and like it didn't come in profit also. So as you can see, the market went and directly stock me out. So yes, this is the trade, but overall, uh, I think the mistake that I had made was somehow jumping into the trade too early. That was the mistake I had made. I think so. So you can see overall the market went up to this liquidity. I think so. It came back down. No, it didn't take that. Yes, yes, it went and took that in the New York session. Not New York session, also post London. London session is still on, but I end my trading session within like 3 o'clock, 3, 3:30, somewhere like that. I'm going to the 5 minute time frame. This would have been the like missed opportunity for me, overall. So this 2 hour fair value gap, one thing I forgot to mention, this 2 hour fair value gap was also not there while I was like not marked while I was trading the London session. That was a mistake for me. Yes, overall the bias played out pretty good, as you can see, but my entry was wrong. So if I wouldn't have taken entry here, I wouldn't have gotten an entry. So yes, as you can see, like my bias is playing out pretty well this last few weeks. Just entry is either sometimes it is a bit too early or a bit too late. So I just got to improve on that. So today is 30th July. I'm just showing you the previous time frames. So I'll just do a quick run through of what I'm looking for today as well. So this was the trade. So I have taken very minimal risk. I'm not looking forward to like passing multiple accounts or anything like that. I'm just uh, focusing on the experience sort of in the perform space. I'm not looking for quick pass the account and all. I'm just it's just the power play. So this suggested I'll just delete this. Delete this and I'll remove this. This is 1 hour per yeah. I'll just remove this. This is going to okay. I'll delete it later after I take a screenshot of that. So let's do a quick run through of today what I'm looking for. So 4 hour overall my bias is still sort of bearish. This is just a quick pullback for the market to go even lower, as you can see, because this all this low resistance liquidity have not been taken. There is also SMT with the GBP USD which was available. So it's kind of tricky, but overall, I I learned that I learned it the hard way. But when you are trading on 1 minute time frame, you never want to marry your bias. Like what does marry your bias means? Like if you have a bearish bias, so you are only going to take short trade. Like that's like total bullshit. So you need to change your bias according to the what the data is you are getting. Because if you are trading 1 minute time frame, you are getting multiple like data fed to you at the lowest time frame. But if you're trading 1 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour, that's a total different because that higher time frame it's totally different to what lower time frame bias means. So yes, let's do this. Long time I've not posted a video. Many reasons for that. So yes, probably as you can see, it is ran through this 4 hour and not 4 hours, so 30 minutes. Is there a no? There is no 4 hours. So it will not because 30 minutes. I'm a bit lagged out because I'm looking at three screen. So I'm looking at my phone also, so it is a bit confusing. 3 minutes, 30 minutes. So Let's see, it has not properly given a displacement closing below that. It is sort of rejected little bit, but London session will take a lot of time. Let's see what it does pre-London. 1 hour time frame is also looking kind of good for a good bearish opportunity. There are no current fair value gap in a 1 hour time frame, which I'm looking forward to. This did get weakness yesterday. Not yesterday, it's today morning only. Got drawn to the upside and this liquidity got taken. Now kind of a mixed price because if I'm looking at the one hour time frame, it is sort of making a higher high, higher low. But in the 4 hour time frame, it is making a lower high, lower low. So I just have to go with what the market shows me at the time. If I do take any trades, I will document that. Now I'm posting each and every trade. I will make a video and post on whatever I feel like posting. I'll post in that. I'll not make it a full video or somewhat like that. So, 15. Just change the color to yellow. Orange. Okay. Let's see if this 30-minute is still rejecting in the London session. So we can see a slight movement to take this liquidity and eventually come down. Or if we see a slight displacement taking out all this liquidity, buy side sell side liquidity, then we can see a slight movement in taking this liquidity. So yes, let's see what happens. If I do take a trade, I'll make the video.